Jenna. How impossible did Clara seem to you? What discussions did you have about her impossibility?
I had absolutely no idea. I knew all I was doing was playing the individual Claras, and the Clara that kind of had just each Clara had met doctors, and all I had to play was modern day contemporary Clara meeting the Doctor and going on that adventure, and he'd make comments, and I think she'd just sometimes think he was a bit strange and not really know what he was talking about, but thought he was quite strange anyway. But when I got that script through, with the beginning sequence of Clara moving through all the doctors going through space and time, I remember I read the first section up to the titles, put it down, I phoned up my mum and I was like, oh my god, it's so cool, it's absolutely amazing sequence. And to film the scenes that we filmed, and Stephen came to set that day where we recreated Hartnell's and coming up and filming with the double, and then that was kind of a really special day.
Yeah, it's amazing to think that you can revive sort of television history in such a way, and actually give it a real context now. I think that's...
It means you're never really going to leave, doesn't it?
Well, I hope so. Yeah. We'll be back out in 50 years.
Yeah. So, Stephen, when unfolding a character like this, is it that, as Jenna says, you just see it in the script, or do you forewarn your actors of twists and turns to come?
I kind of think the actors should experience the story through the script, and indeed the producer should, the director should. I should tell them in advance what they're going to see. They should. I should check that I remember to put it all in there, and the only way to do that is to say you learn it through the script. And I kind of think also the people who are going to be creatively involved in making it, the director, the producer, the cast, all these, the designer, all these people should have one moment where they read it and not know what's coming, so that they can be in the audience for a moment and know what we're aiming for. The very first director I sort of ever got on with really well, Bob Spears, who used to do Press Gang many years ago, always said to me, don't tell me anything about a script, because the first time I read a script, the only time I really understand it. So he'd need to read it absolutely fresh, and then he'd know what he was trying to make. He'd be trying to make the audience experience what he just experienced, hopefully better.
And this is what you have to do, Marcus. You also have to decide how these things are going to be realised as well.
Yeah. There's what Stephen wants, and there's what we can give, and we just try and close that gap as much as possible.
But Marcus, you've actually always managed everything. There's hardly anything you haven't.
Well, we've got a fantastic crew who love working on the show and want to do everything they can for it. But I agree with Stephen. I think it's fantastic to read. It's like I've watched new Doctor Who episodes anymore. So reading the script is my last chance to experience them anew again. So I completely agree with what Stephen said.
Okay, well, let's take a look now at something that will be new, at least to most of us in this room, certainly to me. It's the trailer for tomorrow night's 50th anniversary special, The Day of the Doctor. Let's see that.
I've had many faces, many lives. I don't admit all of them. There's one life I've tried very hard to forget. Great men are forged in fire. It is the privilege of lesser men to light the flame.
The moment is coming.
I'm ready.
Oh, lovely.
Why are we all here? Why are we all here? I remember this. Almost remember.
Oh, you've redecorated.
I like it. For once, I would like to know where I'm going. No, you really wouldn't.
I'm looking for the Doctor.
Well, you've certainly come to the right place.
As the Doctor, or our jaws dropped when we saw that caption come up.
Yeah, I think that's probably that and springing Paul McGann and everybody in the prequel are probably the things I was great. I think those have been some of my most fun moments, and I really love the final moments of The Name of the Doctor. It was a difficult episode to do, just those not in the name of the Doctor, and there he is, and it's John Hurt. What a birthday present for the Doctor! He gets to be John Hurt.
Are the rules a bit different when you're writing an anniversary episode because all the pieces that have to be put onto the board?
I think the thing you have to keep in mind is that the rules can't be different. It's not a party. It's not just look how clever we are. There is a trap in saying this episode will now celebrate Doctor Who. That's Doctor Who celebrating itself. That's a bit of an ego trip. Having said that, a show with 3 iterations of the same man is possibly would be best titled an ego trip. How should I call it that? Damn, that's good. So you actually have to stick to the fact you have to make a good story. That's really what you're doing. You're trying to make a really good story, and you're trying to push the boat out a bit more. And what that really means is that I give Marcus a much worse time than normal, because really this show isn't, this particular episode, funded that much better than any other one, or scheduled any better. It was tough. And what these guys have managed to bring out of it is extraordinary. Everyone's going to think it's multi-million pound blockbuster. It's because this guy's clever. Because this man's clever.
Jenna, was the meeting between companions as momentous as the meeting between doctors? And Piper, of course, returns in this episode.
I have been told not to say anything regarding Billy, so that is all going to be a big surprise for you all tomorrow night.
Okay. Well, we all know, we've all seen you together with your previous incarnations. What was the chemistry like between you?
Right, good actually. It's sort of quite interesting. I think our doctors get on well. Wait and see tomorrow night. But I think it's just exciting for the show to have that character confront himself and ridiculous. There's a ridiculousness in it which will never grow old. There's a version in which you could sort of make the show with another Doctor all the time. I felt that with Peter, having him come in. I was a bit like, I sort of wish I got to do a bit of acting with you. Yeah. But instead, you're taking my face. And making me old.
Does it inevitably feel a bit like that?
No, it doesn't. I think the show is about to embark on a really interesting time. I think, in Peter, you have an actor that's going to throw a heap of new invention onto the part, and I think with the momentum of the 50th anniversary and everything, the show's just going to snowball and continue to sort of be enormous, a juggernaut.
Okay, well, we're going to go out to this enormous audience. Now, if you have a question for any of the guys up there, oh yes, then stick your hands up, and trained BBC staff in blue tops will come and pick some of you, and then you will be pointed in front of a microphone and speak to the guys here in just a moment. So keep your hands up and have those conversations. Well, we maybe look forward a little to the Christmas special, which, Marcus, I think is sort of is it going to be your farewell, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I'm leaving with my doctor, yeah. It's a sad thing, but it's very exciting. We're definitely going out with a bang. We'll make an impact if we get.
And is there anything you can tell us about what we could look for?
When I'm sat this close to Stephen.
Utterly, as long as it's utterly enigmatic.
There's nothing I can say except that I highly recommend watching it.
Okay. Somehow think that we might all be doing that.
That's so like Northern Hype. I highly recommend watching it.
The lights are we ready for the questions? Yeah, could we have the first one?
It's the last time.
Alright, you're on.
Oh, hi.
Tell us your name.
My name's Grant. Hi. So I'm trying so hard to keep my cool right now.
You're doing it.
Hi. Stories from Matt.
Hi.
Question is from Matt. Hi. What would you say to the fans who are complaining about an older Doctor coming in? Because they'll listen to you, or they'll listen to you.
Oh,
So
wow.
what would you say to them?
Listen, I mean, think so many people when I started, we're like, this guy can't be the Doctor, he's 26 years old. And, you know, what you have in Peter Capaldi is an actor of the highest order, a man of the... He's got great grace. And I mean, you know, I'd say to anyone who has any doubts, go and watch half of The Thick of It, and you'll go, he's perfect. I mean, he's brilliant, and will be brilliant. And you know, that is what the show should do. It should challenge what the idea is. You know, I was a challenge. I wasn't an easy sell. And the fact that, you know, that now people would think, oh, well, it should be a young man's show or whatever. No, what's brave is that they've gone, boom, let's go polar opposite and be courageous with it. And have no fear, he will smash the something polite out of it.
Let's have another question. Do we have one on the mic here?
Hello.
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 My name's Craig, this is Miles.
Hello, Miles. Hello, mate. Yeah.
Miles has made the Doctor some jammy dodgers.
Oh, lovely.
He's got just here in a box.
Well, I love jammy dodgers, thank you very much.
Good stuff, we'll send them up with one of the crew.
Beautiful, thank you, Miles.
My question, and I suppose his, was when you first got the part, how did you celebrate?
Well, Miles, let me let you into a secret, young man. How did I celebrate? Well, to be honest with you, what happened was I went round to Stephen's house, and that was when I was sort of officially given the part. And I don't really know what I did. I was just sort of inwardly panicked for a long time because you
can't tell anyone.
Yeah, and you can't tell anyone. So it was all. But there's something quite nice about holding on to a really big secret. And I just told my family, and it was I didn't go out or do anything sort of mad because I hadn't achieved anything yet. I'd just been given this great big thing. But subsequently, I went and drank copious amounts of alcohol with friends to celebrate. Yeah. That's what I did when I finished.
I think I see a gentleman with a fez in front of the microphone there. Yeah, can we have the question?
Hello. I'm Tyson.
Hi, man. How's it going?
Good. And my question is for Matt, Jenna and Stephen. And it's, what's the saddest moment in filming?
Oh, good question.
Oh no.
Some sort of film.
Stop me off. Saying goodbye to this one, which you'll all see at Christmas, and I'm not saying any more about it.
I think the very, very last shot that Matt did was my saddest moment. But because sadness must always be allied with ridicule, the last shot Matt did, his final moment of the Doctor.
The show must go on, that's why we're all here, because it keeps going, so, hey, there we go.
Marcus, I think we did your saddest moment as well.
I think it will be the same one as you, Matt's last shot.
Yeah, we all sort of crumbled that day, didn't we?
Yeah, we did, yeah.
I think the extraordinary thing I keep wondering about, so I've worked on many shows, and some shows that I've created and seen through and finished. I've never worked on anything that I've got so emotional about, or the people around me have got so emotional.
No.
It's a powerhouse for emotion. People get emotional about Doctor who have never even made it. We actually make it. Can you imagine the state we're in?
Have we got one in front of that mic there?
Hi, I'm Harvey.
Hey, Harvey.
And my question is, what's been your most scariest monster to battle?
Good question.
Good one, God.
I found the Whisper Men very terrifying. I think it's the fact that they come at you so slowly and they're kind of cool and they don't feel the need to... There's something about that in the Whisper that and also seeing them off camera kind of hanging around the dressing rooms as well is really... I kind of kept my distance even off camera from those guys.
Yeah, they're great. They're great. For me, it's always the Weeping Angels are my scariest.
I've got an unusual one. I don't think anyone else ever votes for. I was terrified of the peg dolls in Night Terror.
Yeah.
I thought they were awful. Yeah, there's one of them here wandering around. And I'm talking about a white bird. From the mind of Margaters, everything from the mind of Margaters is terrifying.
I think for me it's the silence. The idea of not being able to remember terrifies me.
Okay, there was one. Right, we've got time for another one, I think. Over here.
Thanks, Jonathan. Congratulations to you all for the 50th anniversary. If you were put in the TARDIS and transferred back to the 23rd of November 1963 and William Hartnell was in front of you, what would you say to him, please?
It's all true. Look, we can time travel.
Matt, you stayed up to watch his first performance.
I did last night. I loved it. God, I mean, what would I say to him? I think I'd just sort of look at him over the console, smile, and press a few buttons.
I think I just hide. In case, apart from the shock of time travel and thinking of all the things I could have done, I've just discovered time travel and I'm still trying to make bloody Doctor Who. I think I would have hidden just in case I influenced him to do anything differently from the way he did the first time. Because that was all perfect. So
I've kind of done it.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
In real terms.
What did you say to him?
Don't pick that one, pick that one.
Okay, we've got time for one last one. I think, was it over here? Yes.
Hi, my name
Hello.
is Sarah.
Hi.
I'm from New York.
Yes.
hey, love New York.
My question's to all four of you. I know we kind of walked through saddest and scariest, but what has been your proudest moment in your terms during Doctor Who?
I've got one. Actually, and as it's New York, it's pertinent to you. We, at the first screening we did in New York for the 11th hour, we sort of had no idea what was coming, and it was just, you guys go wild for it over there. And it was just a real moment, and it was just in this really sort of old, archaic, beautiful theatre in the East Village, and it was just cool. I was like, yes, New York. There you go. I was proud that day.
Anybody else willing to confess to the sin of pride?
10th of December 2003, about, I don't know, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, trying to put my dinner jacket on, which always gets thinner every year. And getting a phone call from my agent saying they want you to do a 2-part Doctor Who. That was it. I'm just thinking, oh my God, really, I'm going to write Doctor Who? Me? I'm going to write Doctor Who? Actually, me, I'm going to do that. I thought that was my proudest moment. I realised that I'd get a chance to do a Doctor Who. Oh, how things worked out.
Marcus?
I think standing in a car park at 4 in the morning, which we'd just blown up for the anniversary, and standing there with Nick Herron, the director, and going, I think we might have just gotten away with this.
Jenny, you get the last word.
Oh, there's so many because there's so many things like this today and the BBC proms and so many things that no other TV show has. And I got to listen to the Radiophonic Workshop doing the theme tune live in a studio the other day and just kind of realising how big this is and how many people are part of it. And it's really overwhelming to see, because it is everybody's in that sense, and everybody has a story, everyone has their favourite Doctor, everyone has, so it's kind of being part of something so big. So there's lots of different moments.
And as it's the 50th anniversary, we're sort of gazing back to the beginning of this. I wonder which of you saw the Mark Gatiss' Adventure in Space and Time last night. What you?
I didn't see it last night. I've seen it many, many times before that, obviously.
What do you make of it? What does that say about the reason why we're all here?
I think the thing that most struck me, which I didn't expect about that very, very beautiful piece of television, was that I expected to be most thrilled by all the perfect recreations of old Doctor Who stories, because I'm that sort of person. Tragic. But the thing that that really struck me was the beautiful evocation of that era. You know, both in the visuals and in Mark's writing, took you back to a completely different version of Britain, and you realise that Doctor Who was born and developed somewhere else entirely, and yet it still works in exactly the same way. It's the same show. I mean, some people fuss about how different it is now. Do you know what? It's really not that different. It's moderated itself around different eras, but it's the same show that worked back then in that impossibly different fag end of the 50s, as it was. That show that worked back then, that joined the family together to watch television, does exactly the same job in exactly the same way 50 years later, in a world they could not have imagined.
Thank you very much for that. Our time is out. So we can use Noel Ridley to thank you, Marcus Wilson, Stephen Moffat, Jenna Coleman, and Matt Smith.
And also a big thank you to Matthew Screen, the presenter. Thank you.